Welcome in, everybody. I'm Joey. We're starting the old series back up, breaking Forza's unwritten rules. If you aren't familiar, in every Forza, there are some seriously OP cars in almost every class, and some like to call those cars leaderboard cars. That's because they just dominate the rivals' lap time leaderboards, and one of those cars is this 1990 MX-5 here in C-Class, and, well, that Civic just kind of used the front of it to spin himself out, so that's unfortunate. We're already making friends, baby. Good news, good news. So if you've ever been in a lobby and we're confused about someone being pissed off about, oh my god, it looks like someone just shot off an EMP. Everyone's dying. We got a Lancer and an Impreza in the wall. That's very fitting. It's just a bunch of 36s on your ACT scholars here in C-Class. But as I was saying, if you've been in the lobby and maybe were confused about someone being pissed off or complaining about you and a bunch of other people using leaderboard cars, well, now you know. So there's basically an unspoken agreement that you won't use those cars online. And so naturally, I'm curious what happens when you take my mediocre ass, plop it into a Miata, and start from the back. Now we're going to answer the age-old question, is the MX-5 OP enough that it makes me look like a driving god? So far, it's looking like it is. After dropping to the back at the beginning, I've already crawled my way up into the top 10. We're in 8th place right now, and we've got a group of 3 guys right in front of us, primed for some more overtaking. Looks like a fellow MX-5 driver is going to try to take the short route over the grass. It's not really a short route if you're braking, though, so we'll pass him just fine and then get the run on the Escort heading into the hairpin. If we stick to the inside, we should just about have the move done, and we do. Now, down the straights, this Miata is not the best. Top speed, not great, but where this thing really makes its money is around the corners. The handling and the acceleration is just unmatched in C-Class. You cannot beat it. And that lends itself pretty well to the Grand East variation of VIR, which we're driving right now. There are 2 pretty long straights, but there are also a ton of twisty bits. So while that's good for the Miata, it's also just more opportunity for my dumbass to screw up. So hopefully that doesn't happen, and we're able to just keep getting through the field here. We're finally around the Puma, and, well, this guy up front's kind of having some trouble keeping the car on the track, and I tried to slow down, do the right thing, but just get plowed up the tailpipe. Definitely not a good thing. Probably want to avoid the whole getting plowed by dudes in Forza, especially if you're coming from the back. But no one spun out. We're all facing forward, and I somehow find myself in 4th place with about a lap and a half to go. Here I'm going to try to slip up the inside of 3rd place, finding my way onto the podium. We'll seal off the return move through the S's, and taking a look at that leaderboard, the leader's only 3.5 seconds ahead, so dare I say, there's a chance here. It looks like the leader's in an MX-5 as well, so there could be an epic ending brewing here, but we got to get past 2nd place first. Through this cut-through section, I've already been successful on 2 moves up the inside. We're trying it around the outside here. That one's going to work too. Again, it all comes down to the handling of this thing. It's unreal, absolutely nuts. And, of course, beautiful, mediocre driving, because that's all you really need to be in this thing. And we've got 1 man left. 1 man standing in our way in an MX-5 as well. This is the start of a pretty fun ending to this race. Now, I can see we've gone for a slightly different tune on the cars. He's got the roll cage, which usually means he's got a little better handling, a little better braking, and I've probably got the top speed acceleration advantage. So I'm thinking that's going to come in handy, especially with this long straight coming up. Whoever gets to the end of it first is probably going to finish this race on top. After the straight, it's hard to pass. We've got some twisty bits. So here we go. I backed off a little bit to hopefully get a bit of draft and a really nice run on him. I definitely got the run, but I'm pissing my pants right now because I don't think it was a good one. I don't think it's going to be enough to hold him off the entire way. And what do you know? End of the straight, he's already coming back at us. Spotting my braking point, that last red advertising board on the right side of the track. Here we go, a little bit of contact, but we're still side by side coming downhill. He pulls ahead, but I'm inching forward, and if it stays like this, I've got the inside for the final turn. Here we go, down in the 4th gear, just hitting the curb on the outside. It looks like he went a little too deep, and I'll take a look back here. We've got the win in the bag. Just an awesome ending to an awesome race. Even though I'm in the most OP car in the class, still fun, and I'll rip the e-brake, hit the grass, and flip the car. Do 2 flips, actually, and perfectly land it. That's how OP the Mazda is, and there's the leaderboard. Of course, in classic fashion, a couple of MX-5s up front. Obviously, the crowd not very happy to see me and the Miata getting the victory, but it's going to be another hard one here at Lime Rock. Another very tight track, tough to pass. So we'll see if I'm able to make that comeback again. It's going to be tough, but we'll certainly try it. We just have to get past the typical turn 1 shenanigans and hopefully not become a part of a massive crash. We've avoided the first turn, through the second turn, and here we go into the third. Everyone's racing close. It's a crash waiting to happen. We just need the catalyst, and I think I found them over here in the orange convertible with just one of the greatest rejoins I've seen today. I've seen my grandmother merge with traffic better than that, and there wasn't a whole lot I could do more to avoid that. So he went into a full spin, and we're just going to continue on, try to catch back up to the pack up ahead as we go through the chicane. It's not going to be too big of a problem. We'll carry a lot of speed through there, and we're already past one and onto the back of the Mazda RX-7. So some Mazda brethren here. So I'll follow the RX-7 through past the blue thing that looks like a car. Not sure what that thing is, so someone in the comments, I'm sure, will know what it is. We're around the final corner. We're going to split the Supra. We're still side by side, me and the RX-7, but he's got the top end. So I'm going to lose out, file back in to that slipstream, and we'll try to get him another time. We'll close that gap up pretty quickly under braking, though. And here, check this out. Pretty sick little accidental drift here. Yup, that is one for the montage. There's only one way to explain that one, and it's epic, and it's going in the montage. I've got so many more sick drifting clips just like that one, too. The external hard drive is overflowing. It's actually leaking with top-tier 10 out of 10 drift content. Just be on the lookout for the shittiest drift montage of all time. It would be so bad. So bad, but anyways, here's the sit rep. Top 10 again, which is nice. We've made it up into the top 10, sitting in 8th place. But the difference between this race and the last one was that I don't think the leader got more than 8 seconds ahead of me in the previous race. Now he's 14 seconds. So, and now 15. Now that we've skipped forward a little bit to lap 4. So that could be an issue if I keep getting stuck behind these groups like this. I'll use that momentum we got coming up the hill to just squeak by that 190E, using up all that curb on the left side. And through the right-hander, we'll wave hello to the Alpine and try to challenge him through the final corner as we come downhill. We're pin narrow. No contact was made, but I think he might have been put off because the car twitched a little bit. For a second there, it looked like we might end up trading some paint, but we squeak out of there unscathed, and now I'll try to get by 4th place. But coming up the hill, again, taking a lot of momentum through there. I ended up running into the back of 4th place, and I thought I kind of slowed his momentum down. So I slowed down myself, let him go ahead, and then the Mercedes comes back by me and just shoves him wide. So I'm not sure I was really helping anything there. I basically gave him a one-way ticket to eating shit in the wall, but we'll get by him on the straight, and now we'll have to get by this Mercedes again at the start of lap 6. Turning in nice and early, trail braking, eating up all that curb on the inside. The 190E goes wide, and we're through up into 4th place. And 3rd was about 8 seconds ahead. I cut it down to 4 seconds in the end, but this time it's not going to be a podium. What a loser. You can't podium with the most OP car in C-Class? Embarrassing. Uninstall, noob. Get lost. Anyways, the crowd goes absolutely wild. They're ecstatic that I didn't podium this time around. But again, in classic fashion, I might not be on the podium, but that doesn't change the fact that there's 2 Miatas on there anyways. That's going to do it for me, guys. Feel free to suggest some other leaderboard cars for me to try this with in other classes. Honestly, I had a lot of fun doing this and feeling like a driving god, so I'll be doing this again for sure. And I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, do all the stuff the YouTubers tell you to do at the ends of videos, and I'll talk to you soon. Alrighty, bye everybody.